Pretty cool, right?
I just got goosebumps.
I want to thank Dean Hinckley for that. And I'm going to start showing some of the other ones that he just did. In fact, okay, you want to have fun? You want to do this for a second?
I
Let's have some
do.
fun. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So he actually did a few of these. And so I'm going to do another one right now.
I love that.
Isn't that
I love that.
amazing? Okay.
Yes.
And there's some more that I need to load in. Okay.
Each one of those just hits me like, oh, I just love that kind of stuff.
Isn't that amazing? And I have a few more that he's done for us. And so what do you say before we get into this? Should we check to see where we're at with I mean, yes, we're raising funds and we are enrolling buddies. We don't have a way to be able to right now see, well, maybe Aaron would be able to tell us how many buddies we've enrolled, but right now we can go to the website to see how we're doing. You want to take a ride with me?
Oh, I do. I do.
Okay, so let's do that. Let me just get it up and going. I believe it's right here. Okay, so let's make sure that it is loaded, locked and loaded, as they say. Okay, then we're gonna screen share. Okay, screen share. All right. All right, share. So, all right. So we are $100 more. That is, we're starting to inch up. We're not quite to
Nice.
the 1,000, but you know what? We are gaining momentum. So
Mhm.
let's do this, guys. We're gonna have some fun this hour. And we're going to be, I don't know about you. Did you catch some of that show that I just did with Court?
I did. I did. Some of it.
What an amazing situation and man that, diagnosed with stage 4, very, very, very rare cancer.
Yeah.
And he's saying, okay, I'm going to, I could barely be standing, and yet I had something to say. So I was up on a TEDx talk, and I'm doing a docuseries, and I'm getting the book out there, and it's all for others. And so he's right in alignment with what we're doing, with saying, hey, we can do this together, and we can make a difference together. And that's what we've been doing, right, RaeAnn?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is so exciting to know that he has found something to keep him moving and keep him going, because that's really what it's all about.
Exactly, it is. I mean, when it comes down to it, I joked with everybody because of the fact that, and he said, yeah, you're stressed. It's going to be harder on you. You're going to have more side effects and everything. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was, and I did, and
Yeah.
I won the booby prize for my doctor, and 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 that I keep going back to. Well, maybe it was because I was meant to, and so that I could say, hey, you know what? I know, yeah, don't just trust me. You don't want to do that, just go with my story and let it be,
Mhm.
because you can de-stress, you can find that joy, and you can get through it.
Mhm.
And that's why we're actually having your segment today, and I'm so excited about it, because
Me too.
let's recap what kind of brought us together for this segment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you, we met not long ago, and yet I feel like I've known you now all my
Forever.
life.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just meant to be. We've known each other forever in lifetimes.
Yep.
So and when we started sharing, and then you decided to, I found out what you did. I'm like, okay, I came to you. I need help.
Yes.
Well, and you you were there, but then you had a conversion, right?
I did. I really big one that I never expected or saw coming. Um, and when we met in Chicago at the the finale of the Next Impactor, and what a great experience that was. And but meeting you, me and you, we connected on such a deep level. And then when I found out what you did or what you're doing and what you're building, and I was like, what? Wow. And I didn't even share with you all of my stories, right? I just
No,
thought, I
no.
just said cancer affected my life at a very young age. And so then we start going down this road, and I'm on a healing path. I had surgery from a vehicle accident, and I'm healing. And so when we talked, it was like, yeah, you know, I can help, but I got to remember I'm healing,
Right.
and not to overcommit, not to
Mhm.
overstress, because I got to take care of that. And then just these miracles and things started to happen one after another, and I cannot believe where this journey has brought me to today, to even being here on this show, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited.
Me too. I mean, so much so. In fact, I have part of my props already ready, and I have my one of my assistants that's here helping me to get the balance of it all together,
Nice.
because I I I really wanted you had a major breakthrough, and let's go a little bit more into that, because I even asked you if we could share it on our blog, which we did. If anybody goes to cb4l.org and goes to the blog, they're going to actually see what it is that you wrote about, and the actual uh yeah, the creation, let's just say that right now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and so you had a major a major breakthrough,
Mhm.
and now we're gonna share a bit about it. So let's talk about
Okay.
that. What happened?
Sure, absolutely. Part of my story is my best friend Sarah, since I was 4 years old and she was two, was diagnosed with cancer as a teenager, and she passed away at the age of 19. Actually, it will be 25 years ago, this coming December 21st. And yeah, and it's there's so much that happens when you lose somebody that young, and we were so super close. And one of the things that happened for me is I shut down, and I didn't even realize it. I knew how devastating the news was. I knew how I was reacting to it. I didn't realize until I started to work with Chemo Buddies for Life how shut down I really pushed some things.
Right.
And some of those things were my magic inside of me,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I believe we all have the superpowers. And I had, I didn't know when I met you, even, I didn't know that I had pushed all these things down, and that they were they were kind of trapped just by life and how things happened. And one night I got home. I was gone all day, and I got home, and all of a sudden this urge, it was so strong. I was like, I need to pick up a paintbrush. I need to paint. And I have not done that since Sarah passed away. It's one of those things that I pushed down, and I pushed it down, and I didn't even realize I did that. And so uh, I was like, I need to grab a canvas, and I need to grab the paints. And my husband's like, we should really be going to bed. And I'm like, not now, because I
Right.
really felt so compelled, like so moved by um, things I was doing for Chemo Buddies, and it just brought up all these memories. And they're just really good memories. Some are really hard, some are sad, some are so happy that I smile and I walk around with a big smile on my face because they're just coming, they're flooding back. And so I picked up a paintbrush and I started to paint, and I got lost in the world of painting and being creative. And as I was doing it, I was remembering Sarah. I was remembering our childhood. I was remembering the everything we did and how we played outside for hours all day. We got called in for dinner, lunch, that was it. And just how even when she moved away and 2.5 hours away from me, that we were still close. And I did the painting, and it was like all these layers, right? Kind of like an onion, but they were just being layered on and layered on, and each brush stroke I felt it in my soul. And when I finally felt like I'm finished, I put the brush down and I looked at it and I just burst out into tears. And it wasn't sadness. It wasn't sadness. It was just this overwhelming joy, overwhelming like excitement, and like, wow, I didn't realize that I had pushed that down, that I had hidden that, and look at what came out of it, So I do have it. Do you want me to show it?
I would love, yes. And and as you showed it, and then we put it in the pictures, and then I noticed it in your hair too. You went with the Chemo Buddy colors. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love it. And so what else? I mean, as I look at that, and I'm thinking, it's not an accident that here you're drawing, you're painting all of this, and you look at it, and it's dimensional, and they're coming and going, and everything. And you even said that there's a ribbon in there somewhere.
Right over here.
Oh, I see it.
It's in the petal.
I see it. Yes. There it is. There it is.
That came out like that, just flowed. That wasn't it wasn't like a conscious thought that I thought about it, like where am I going to put it, anything like that. It just flowed and it just happened. And then all of a sudden, I paint the ribbon and the petal, and it's like hidden in there, so it's not like I'm having a hard time.
No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. I mean, because it's always different. It's opposite of what you think it should be. Yes, it's your image. Yeah.
So, doing this painting just really opened up a lot inside of me, and a lot of really great memories, and then the want to figure out, what more have I pushed down and what more is hidden inside. And so yeah. You're so cute.
I'm so excited. they I can't hide it.
Yeah.
Because yes,
I got my little palette of paint.
Yeah, I've got paints and everything, and all sorts of them. Look at this, all sorts of things.
Isn't it fun?
It is, and okay. So, Brett, if you don't mind, do you mind bringing me one of the tables over there? It's so wonderful having assistant Brett Laborde. Yeah, in fact, you come over here and just for a minute and say hello to everybody. This is everybody will recognize Brett because he's one of our first volunteers, and he's actually filmed with us, and he's featured in the video that Skip Thomas just did recently for the opening act. Wasn't that amazing? So thank you.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind getting one of those, thank you. And then I can put this here, and then I actually. Okay, we're going to talk about healing through making memories, and then you have your canvas, and I have a
do.
canvas,
Yes.
and I thought, wouldn't it be kind of fun? Oh, and then do you mind one of the plates over there? Thank you. And wouldn't it be kind of fun to just, as we're talking, just kind of be, figuring out what is it that that because I know that making memories is something that you always, whenever you're doing a post, and you, when I first met you, in fact, that was the thing. You're like, yeah, I'm about, and you explained why. You went into your life story and everything, and it was about that each moment is so important, and we can take those memories and those moments and turn them into something. And then when you started the whole painting thing, I'm like, oh, okay, do you mind? Because it's so therapeutic. And we actually did have a segment last year about this very subject too, in that painting and art and creating memories and bringing it all, it's all full circle. And you have been able to, because you write too. You're a beautiful writer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have so many treasured talents that you share with us, and I'm grateful for them. And so I'm gonna let you take lead right now. In fact, well, first here I want to catch up because we've got quite a few people showing up. Let's see, we've got uh, uh, Stephen. He's saying, "What an awesome broadcast! Thank you very much."
Yes, I loved him in that video too. What a
It was,
great, that video was amazing, amazing.
yeah. I know. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that when we've been talking about why we are here and why is it that, in truth, let's talk about this too, because it's the elephant in the room, and that this is a give-a-thon. And Jerry Lewis had no problem when he was doing the telethon to say, okay, and the drum roll, please, the big lights and the fun and profit, and everything. And it's like, okay, yes, we are raising funds and awareness. Now, we are raising funds and buddies, rolling buddies, and yes, creating awareness that there is this movement, because many are saying that it's a movement, because it really is. We're a community. Yet we are a movement, that we are changing the way that things are done. We're kicking the power of cancer to the curb. We're saying no more, and we're going to do it with some humor, hope, and heart, and have some fun doing it. We have no problem with that. Amy Boswinkle, I love you. She is so sweet.
I have no problem going, hey, my people, hello, donate now.
I love it.
Go to the website. I don't ask for much, right? I don't ask for much, but this is so important, and my heart is in this 100%, and I believe in it so much that I'm willing to say, hey, my people, show up. And if it's $1 to $5 to 200, whatever you can bring to the table, because I want this organization to take off. It is going to, and it's going to go global, period, because everybody has been affected by cancer in some way, shape, or form. Everybody has a story, and they're all so different, and they're all so beautiful, and some people are dealing with it right now, and they don't know what to do, and they need a buddy, and oh my gosh, here's an organization where you can go and find your buddy. So I'm telling my people, I have no problem being Jerry Lewis right now.
I love it.
Show up, donate. There's the website. Look at and there's a phone number. I just would love for my people to show up in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, so I'm just saying that.
and yes, one way or another, we're going to make this happen. However, it will happen much faster, and we'll be able to get to those people that need us today. Because you know what? The crude reality of it is, it's just like when Court was talking just a moment ago, it's like, it happens now. It happens today. It happens there's those people that are hearing from today. They're hearing something, and and we want to be there for them today. We want to be able to not have to worry about it and say, okay, we're here, and now we can help with, and we will help you to get through. And you are not. We're going to ease that suffering of that isolation. That isolation is a killer.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. That's what my doctors say. That's what my nurses convinced me. I mean, they hounded me. They they they're even in that video. You saw my doctor.
I
He
did.
he was in that video. He believes in it so much. My nurses, even the so cute, and then there weren't the chemotherapy nurses, but they even filmed with us because they see it daily, and they see that too many are falling aside because they are isolated, and we can change that. So, what do you think about having some fun?
I want to have some fun. I'm
Okay,
ready.
let's have some fun. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. We got Coach Chuck in the house.
Love Coach
And
Chuck.
yes, and he is going to be he's going to be sharing some news about us on Bathrobe Moments in the Morning with Lauren
Yes.
Harris. And then Lauren Harris is going to be in Chicago live with Pat Man and friends at the Comedy Store at the Angels Comedy Club in Chicago, which is going to be so cool. And speaking of chemo buddies, we have one of my chemo buddies. There's Helene. I love it.
Yes.
Good to see you,
Hello.
Helene. Good to have you here. And isolation is a killer. And Andrea and many of the healing team, they are going to be our front line that are going to be there helping to welcome our new buddies that are going to be enrolled. So please go to the website. Yes, donate. And also, if you are a buddy going through treatment, yes, we want you to enroll. But I really want one more time you to say how many years it was, because this is important. You are a support buddy, and you didn't know it. You didn't know it. But how many years was it that you did not paint?
It was 25 years. 25 years. I did one paint wine event with a friend. That was the only other time I picked up a brush and painted. And even I have a 9-year-old daughter who paints all the time. She's so creative, and I never painted with her. And this is just so amazing. How this came about and the miracle of this. And yeah, I was a support buddy. She was my best friend, and I wanted nothing more than to be right by her side. I actually wanted nothing more than to take away the pain, to take the cancer on myself. We always had this unspoken word that I would go first. I was the one, who had health issues at 17. I was the one with all this stuff. And it's like, how did that happen? How did she go first? This bright light in this world who touched so many lives. And it's just, I struggled with that for a really long time because it was supposed to be me. So I wanted nothing more than to take that from her. And when I knew that I couldn't, then I knew I needed to be there every step of the way that I could be. And, and that's what I did. I was there for her, and I showed up even in the times when she had a bone marrow transplant. We arrived and we couldn't see her because she was too sick, and I didn't care. I was in the same city, let her know I'm here, it was that kind of stuff, and I didn't know I was a chemo buddy. But
no, because no, but it felt right.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right.
That's so right.
It's natural.
There's so much love. I mean, between the two of us, and our bond was so strong even after she moved away. And that's before cell phones. That's before all this stuff, right? And so you talked about me writing,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been doing writing, and I thought about this just the other day. The last time I wrote like I have been now
Mm-hmm.
was when I wrote my final letter to Sarah. I
Oh,
knew that I was not going to see her face to face, that I was not going to be able to say what was in my heart, what was on my soul. It would be too difficult to look at her and to do it with composure. And I remember sitting down on the floor in front of the coffee table with the notebook in front of me and the pencil, and it was a really cloudy day, it was raining. I'm in front of a big picture window and I start writing this letter.
mm-hmm.
And it all just comes pouring out of me. Like I just told her everything I would never be able to say face to face and hold it together. And I remember at one part of the letter, it got so difficult, so difficult. And I looked up and the sun peeked out of the clouds and literally came through that picture window and landed on me in that paper. As I sat there and struggling at the hardest part of the letter. And I knew I had to keep going. I knew I had to keep going. And I did it. I sent that letter, like I said, no cell phones at that time. And I sent that letter, and I didn't know what that letter meant until her funeral. And when I arrived and got escorted to her casket, my letter was laying beside her.
Oh.
And her mom told me the letter was there because she read it every single day, because it said everything that it needed to say, and she finally knew exactly how I felt. She
Mm-hmm.
knew exactly everything that was inside of me about our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't know. I just thought about this. Like, I didn't know what that letter was going to mean, but I knew it came from a part of me, a part of my soul inside of me that I couldn't hold in. I knew I had to let her know. And I literally have not written like that until this year, till August. I mean, I can literally say August, I started to write again. And when I write, it's like the painting, you lose time and the words just flow. And when I send it to the people who I send it to, or if it's for chemo buddies, but I've also been doing some personal writing and sending it off to people, it literally was something that I had pushed down. And I did it for my job, government. I did writing what for government. What fun is that? So, so that was what I thought about the other day. I mean, that memory literally came flying back in. Like that was the last time I wrote that personal, that intense.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because the thing I really wanted to stress here is that we are enrolling buddies, and your experience is a prime example. When I have been asked, well, how long could it be that someone had passed, because we let people know, if your patient has passed and you still have unresolved issues, or you want to help someone else through it, please become a support buddy. And I actually, it the reason I know it can take so long is it took me decades to be able to talk about my grandfather without just even bringing that up and starting to get that tight thing in your and so if this is a nonprofit, and that's why we're raising funds. This is why it's a Give-A-Thon, because we are building a support community, online support, a movement that is changing the world of cancer, one patient at a time, one person at a time, one Betty at a time. And we want you to go to the website and sign up as a buddy if you feel that that could be helpful, and then also donate. Yes, because
Yeah.
we need to have that wheel start going up. Okay, so how about some fun? I've got my canvas, and then I've got my paint brushes. I've got some paint. So what are you doing right now, my dear? Let's see what you're doing some painting, because painting is also creating memories, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the thing I say all the time, and I will continue to say, is you need to make memories every single day. If the day you feel like is the worst day, it doesn't matter. You need to find something in there that you're creating a memory, or you're storing that, because when you share memories, so when you're creating memories, it can be by yourself, but it's also with other people, right? And that is what you leave behind, is these memories. And so it's so important to me, to really gather them every day. It's such a mission. Like, it's like, I'm going to gather some laughter. I'm going to gather, even if it's sad, oh, that's, it's still a memory, or an interaction with someone. And I always also say, look up, look into people's eyes, say hello, because you don't know. You don't know what people are going through. And when I was in August, in the hospital, going to the hospital a lot, that was the best place to practice look up, because people don't want to look at you. They're in their own world. They are, and everybody's looking down, and it's like you can feel, it really worked hard at getting them to look up and to smile, to say hello, to say good morning. And I did that, and it was actually my favorite part about going to the hospital. It was practicing that, because you never know, you never know. And for me, it was uplifting for me too, because I was struggling, I didn't feel good, and so look up and smile and create those memories. It's so important, because it's your essence you leave behind.
Yes.
It's your essence you leave behind. And I've walked this journey with cancer with so many people, and I've lost other people. And then there are survivors, and there's, and they're all memories. And I hope to be a part of my legacy that I want to leave behind is memories and love. Love.
I love it. And in fact, here it is. And this is the thing that I just I almost pinch myself all the time, because we have the best, amazing, incredible group of heart-centered, purpose-driven volunteers that are here to serve and to create this community, this movement to serve those affected by cancer. And yes, I sing it from the mountaintops, and yet now we've got others singing it from the mountaintops. And I even told you the other day, when you and Barbara were singing it from the mountaintops, and I wasn't even involved, that was like a red letter moment for me, because it was like I started bawling, because it was like, okay, it's now at that momentum place, or at least it's at that place where it's starting to get its natural legs, because there's no doubt in any of our minds, right, that are working this, that it is absolutely incredible, it's absolutely simple, and it's something completely needed right now.
100% needed. 100% needed, because there's more and more people being diagnosed. There's more and more people who are feeling lost or isolated or lonely. And even if they have family, sometimes that you just can't connect with the family. You kind of shut down with family. And so having someone you could go to is so, so important. And I always say too, I've been saying, you can be a stranger to someone and be a chemo buddy.
Right.
Probably be one of the best buddies ever, because you're a stranger and not for long because you're
No,
gonna grow
no.
close, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and that, but even if you feel like you don't know anybody, sign up to be a buddy. If you feel that in your heart and you feel you want to serve and you feel you can help someone, this is such a perfect way to do it because you can even help out someone you don't know.
Right, 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 right. And let's just kind of go there too, because people are going to say, "Wait a minute, how can I help someone that I don't know?" And that is because of the fact that, think about this, you if you're facing the same foe, many times we don't know those people that are on the front lines. You know, you hear the stories of World War II, you hear the stories of all of these, people that converged to take care of something. The stories of any kind of an environment. I live in Southern California, and you hear about them all the time. When you have the firestorms, you have the this, the that, and people helping each other because there is a common foe. There's a common something, and earthquake, fire, war,
Yes,
disease.
yes,
And when you have something in common like that, you may not know each other, but you know each other. There is
yes,
something about it, and it breaks down all boundaries, because the thing that cancer does not do is discriminate.
yeah,
And we need to make sure that we are not giving it the power. We're not giving it the power. And so we've got more people that are here, and I love it. Uh, uh, Carol had reminded everybody to please share it out. We have MJ's Raven in the house. Oh,
love
you are
it.
such a superstar. Can we just say the star has arrived? And we're big fans,
Yes,
MJ
very,
Raven.
yes.
And we're going to be playing that again here soon. Uh, and thank you, Caroline. Carol, you are amazing. She's one of our co-producers and going live in Toronto. Yes, you heard us correctly. We are international, and we have a big event taking place tomorrow at the same time. Hi, Lisa. Good for that
Oh,
you're here.
Lisa, thank you. I'm so glad she's here.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it when we have our friends arrive, because it's like a party. And that's what I really want to stress too, is that we are, yes, a digital platform. We do see each other face to face, yes. However, we are a digital platform because we're using the tools. And a lot of it is modeled after the original buddies, of which I'm one. And I could not go out in public.
Yeah.
I had autoimmune issues, and we had pneumonia in the house already. And my doctors literally banned me from going out into public.
Mm-hmm.
And so, an online support group we have in my neck of the woods. We didn't have, or I mean, not online. We had a brick and mortar support group, a wonderful one, an
Mm-hmm.
excellent one of the best. I couldn't go there. They didn't have an online piece to it.
Yeah.
And it let me know that there was an absolute need. Many people we know have the tendency. Yes, absolutely, Lisa, well said.
Oh my
But
gosh, yes, yes.
someone,
And
yeah.
Lisa knows. Lisa knows. Lisa's a dear friend of mine. We talk and we laugh as hard as we can until we cry. And also, we talk about these kind of things because Lisa has walked this journey with her parents, both. And she's lost both of them. And so she has been a buddy to me because going through this and
Right,
finding painting and finding writing, I'm sharing it with her, right?
right.
Because it's like um, you're shy about it. You're shy, like you're like, oh, I just did this. I'm not sure if I should post it or whatever. And Lisa is someone who has supported me and is just a great friend who has walked this journey as I have, and that's something that just pulls us together and we have in common, and we can hash out those feelings and such. And we laugh. We're funny.
That's so important. And
we're
yes,
just
she
funny.
is funny. She is funny. And Carol is awesome. You're right. Okay, so before we get into, the time is getting away. Now let's see your picture. Let's see your picture.
Okay, I started early. I cheated.
That's okay. That's okay. No worries. There's no cheating here. There's no cheating elements. I'm looking at my paint choices. Okay, so what do you have going on? Ooh, a lotus flower, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I am going to see how I can open up one of these paints, and so I can at least just start doing something without being too crazy here. Okay, there we go. All right. And okay, so maybe they're too dry.
I've had that, yeah.
It's all about the fun too, because if nothing else, just even having them here. Oh, here we go. I got some paint. Okay.
Awesome.
Let me see your lotus flower.
Okay, I'll show you. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the start.
Okay, I'm gonna just go, because guys, here I'm gonna encourage everybody that is here with us right now that I know I love this kind of stuff. I mean, who really doesn't love painting? But we don't always allow ourselves to have that kind of we're adults. We're not in school, right now. And so it's like, okay, so I'm starting my
look at you. You're so quick. I'm glad I started early.
Well,
wow.
I do have a certain reputation to uphold.
Well, right.
I am known as.
Oh, wow.
Well, and so, well, and one thing I do know is, like, I should not probably keep going because I probably had it better in the very beginning, but I'm just having fun, because there's no right and wrong here. No. Because what I've learned too is that even if the worst thing happens is it was exactly what you wanted and then you overdid it or whatever, and you can just repaint it, right?
Right, you do. You get to have fun and repaint. And like I said, this first painting I did was so many layers. It started out, I mean, this will not end up being this. It'll be an outline. It's an outline of what it is. So it will be much more layered by the time I'm finished with it.
I love it. And the thing too is that these are acrylics, guys. These are just simple. Like, I actually didn't have the canvas until just a little bit ago. I did some checking. There's really inexpensive deals out there.
Yes.
So, it doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. And, quite honestly, these are Crayola paint brushes that I think, you can get in the dollar store or something,
Yeah, I got mine at a freight store where, it's like the extra stuff. And like a set of brushes for $1.49. I mean, I'm not a professional. I don't have professional expensive brushes. It was $1.49. The canvases came from the same place, just pennies. And I need a lot of these because Isabella is painting all the time. So
I love it.
Creating memories and it's a lot of fun. And now I get to join her in that adventure and feel really good about it. So,
and that's what it boils down to, right? This is an activity that in doing this with people that you love, you're creating that memory, that bond of that she'll never forget, that mom got the paintbrush out, mom stayed up all night, and then mom shared it with others, and those are priceless memories. And in this season of this is the holiday season for many, not everybody, but for many, that what can we do? And truth too, today's Cyber Monday. Let's just be honest. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are out maybe spending money that they do or they don't have, and
Right.
it might be for okay, yeah, I want to give this gift to someone and stuff, but what about the old-fashioned gifts?
Mm.
Of our heart, of our soul, of fun, and there's an element of true healing that's taking place. I can
Yes.
say and who knows what this will end up being, but I will forever remember this is the picture that I did when I was in doing GivingTuesday during 2019 with RaeAnn, and
Yes.
sharing this experience together. That's priceless.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this. I could do this all the time. I do. I just, and like we're creating memories, and I always look back at this and know, um, and then there are gifts that are meant to be given away too,
Right.
um, that have heart in it and they're part of you, but they're still meant to go to someone else.
Mhm.
Um, so with that being said, I would like to, however you want to do this, um, I would like to make this a
Ooh.
part of raising money for Chemo Buddies for Life.
Okay. Well,
Because I
thank you.
really feel in my heart that this is meant to go somewhere other than with me. It'll always
Wow.
be a part of me. It'll always be, you know, um, the first painting I did. And I also feel like it's not meant to stay with me. It's meant to go. And
Wow.
why not like have some fun with it and raise some money along the way for something that just is such a big part of my heart. So
That is, can we just say, amazing, unselfish, beautiful, incredible. I am very touched. And why don't we do this right now, everyone? That I know that we can't do raffles or anything like that, but we certainly we do have eBay that we qualify for, and everything. We can do like an eBay-ish kind of a thing, I think. And Aaron and my compliance officers will make sure. But I would love to see that this is a priceless gift. This is a priceless. Anybody that knows our story of Chemo Buddies for Life and RaeAnn's story knows that that is a significant art piece. And it is in my mind too. It transferred to both of us because of what your experience was a validation of everything that I have been working on, and I've shared this with you, for the last nonstop 3 years plus, and that is that this really matters and it will make a difference, and it's that one, and you are one of the ones, and that painting right there is the evidence of it. And so
yeah.
I would love for us to be able to somehow to
No.
we'll figure out the highest bidder, or whatever we
However,
do.
yes, however you guys figure it out.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll get the Bald Avenger in on it, and we can maybe
Ooh.
during the finale have an answer.
Ooh.
And maybe during this we can get some information out as we're going and figure out how we're going to make that look. I want to bring up something, and I thank you for that. Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Teresa Schneider, who is amazing, and she is, master prepared, worked in the pharmaceutical world for a number of years. She's been in the medical arena for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And really here, they often take a gift to the hospital of creative tools, coloring books, brushes, because yes, this is therapeutic.
Oh,
Yes, just the
it's
paint.
so therapeutic. I'm so glad she brought that up. Even in my most recent experience of being in the hospital and stuff, I wish I had something like that. You know, that I did, but my experience was what it was for the reason it was, and
Right.
so, but I was meant to paint afterwards. But what a great idea,
Right.
uh,
Right.
of bringing that to people who, and especially when you feel so isolated,
Mhm.
that's when it can come out. Look at you! I'm so glad I started. I haven't added much, but
Well, mine is just kind of quick and after it, but it just you
it's
inspired me and
beautiful.
the
It's
colors that I'm
beautiful.
wearing, and then what
Okay, yes.
that is fall and yet my own little kind of fall version of a lotus blossom, a fall colors
It's
lotus blossom.
awesome. It's so
Um,
cool. So cool.
and thank you for that, because as we start to close, here it's just so fast how these segments go, and yet
Oh,
I
yes,
know, I know. Uh, I do. Let's get the Bald Avenger in on this. We've got he's going to be on in a hour.
couple
Uh, yeah,
hours, right?
yeah, a couple hours. Yeah, a couple
Oh, in
hours.
an hour. Yeah, in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. So and it will be soon, um and so we'll talk to him about that and see what his ideas are, because what we're going to do is the finale. We really want to get the finale, the energy up, and yet let's just put it out there that if you want that painting, I want you to put a bid on it, because and I'll ask my advisors what we should do, because thank you, that's just so
Yeah.
generous, because I will tell you this, is that I don't know about many of you, but that painting of RaeAnn's actually means a tremendous amount to me. And anybody that's in the Chemo Buddy for Life movement should realize how significant that picture or that painting is, because it embodies what this whole program is all about. It really, in that piece, it says that life can heal and continue, and the ebb and flows, and the picture and the painting, the colors, and just everything, and the heart that went behind it, your heart, and the breakthrough that you are now painting, and you inspired me to paint too, which I
Love
appreciate.
it. I
It's
love
fun.
it. I want I want to share something. So this is a crooked snowman. Okay.
Oh,
Um, he is from Sarah. He comes out every year. Now,
oh,
remember, I told you Sarah passed away on December 21st. She wanted
right.
nothing more than to make it to Christmas. She didn't make it to Christmas. But on Christmas Day, when I went to my parents' house, there was a gift, a box on the table. And it was from Sarah. She had it all prepared. She had everything prepared. And this was a homemade gift. She made this with the help of
Oh,
her dad. And every year it comes out along with an angel and a bowl that were in her room when she passed away. And on the back is a message that I get to read every single year to remind me that I had the best friend ever. And this, I mean, we were talking about homemade gifts. This is just, it's sitting here with me. This has been with me for 25 years.
yeah.
So,
That's what it's about.
yes, and I get to every year, bring that out. And it's such a treasure. So,
Well, definitely your friend Sarah is with us all right now, and her legacy is what is translating into healing through memories. Her memory is so alive and beautiful,
yeah,
just like you. And
thank you.
I just absolutely adore you. And I want to just say that Ray. Uh, First, okay, Christy, it's a beautiful painting.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
it is. It is. It's gorgeous. And then thank you for being
Mm,
a blessing to us all. So,
thank you,
thank
Helene.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of this this Give-A-Thon. And yes, thank you
An
for
honor.
the call of action to all of your friends, all of my friends too. This really, we're how many hours in, and we are seeing a little movement, and we'll do another check in just a few moments.
Ooh,
However,
good.
we want to start seeing some real movement here, because guys, once we start seeing the movement, I know the momentum is going to take place, and then people are going to be like, yeah, I'm in, all in,
Yeah.
let's do this, because it is truly making a difference. And we want to be there for everyone that needs us, and be able to really say the community has your back, your family, the buddies have your back. We are a movement making change, one buddy at a time. That's
Going
right.
global.
Going global. All right. Thank you, my dear.
You're
Love
welcome.
you.
Love you. You take care. Keep going. Support you
Okay.
all the way. All the way.
Thank you. We're going to do it. Okay, everybody, next show. So be ready. Another one starting in just a moment.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye, guys.